major spoilers ahead. I've held off playing Last of Us Part 2 for 2 years. Like many, I got spoiled to the leak back before the game even came out. The leak showing major plot points of the entire game, from Joel's death to Ellie's revenge spree to Abby being named as a brand new main character who actually kills Joel and later being her halfway through the game. I believed it, and it actually turned out to be true. Let me clarify that The Last of Us Part 1 is one of my favorite games of all time. I was pissed. How can you kill Joel in the first hour of the game? And I got to play as his killer? This buff ass chick? This is complete blasphemy. Joel was an amazing character and you disrespectfully kill him like that. I did not want to play it at all. After 2 years of cooling down from it, hearing mixed reviews on the game about how amazing the combat is, regardless of the story, I actually bought the game recently on sale and I tried it out. Let's talk about it. Okay, let's start with the positives. The biggest positive of the whole game is the combat. Jesus Christ, the combat is so sexy. I'm sorry, I kinda creamed a couple times when I just get in the zone, taking down 5+ enemies surrounding you so fluidly. Every stab, every shot, every explosion feels fucking real and impactful, which is helped by the gorgeous graphics. It felt great playing as Ellie, watching her get revenge on every single one of the wolves that took part in Joel's death. This girl right here was extra satisfying to kill. I got a real kick out of this, especially after hearing her say this shit.
I hear them every night. Yeah, that little bitch got what he deserved. You fucking Trespasser!
Another positive is the themes that they present in the game about the cycle of revenge. While I was mad at first where they were going with this story, seeing Ellie go on a revenge spree past all these wolves, not just the ones who did it, everyone. These motherfuckers had nothing to do with Joe's death. What the fuck does dog do? He didn't do nothing. I would even say Abby had the worst of the revenge cycle. Yes, Ellie lost Jesse and Joel, but Ellie practically killed all her friends. The next positive I have for this game is the ending. It completely caps off that theme, showing the cycle of revenge ends with just a bit of forgiveness. This scene here completely highlights what this particular game is trying to say about revenge.
You're such an asshole.
I'm not trying to.
I was supposed to die in that hospital. My life would have fucking mattered. But you took that from me.
If somehow the Lord gave me a second chance at that moment, I would do it all over again.
I don't think I can ever forgive you for that. But I would like to try.
I'd like that.
This scene really got me. Watching Ellie drown Abby in the water with glimpses of that scene felt wrong, even after watching Abby kill Joe so brutally. This wouldn't heal her or help her, and she knew this. I was pleasantly surprised that I did not even want to kill Abby at the end of this after the whole game of preaching that I wanted to kill her. I have to give props. Then watching Ellie go back home after that and seeing how she's all alone from her own selfish actions. This shit hits you hard. My last positive is thank you for not killing Tommy. I swear if you would have killed Tommy in this game, this would have been a completely different fucking video about ranting about how much I hate this damn game. Thank you. Now let's get to the negatives. Before we get to the negatives, please make sure to like and subscribe. It would mean the world to me. If you have any games you want me to play or even make a video on, just let me know in the comments. Alright, even though I liked the game and aspects of the story and themes, there were a good amount of things that I did not like. The writing and the editing. The way this game is structured with you being Ellie in the first half of the game and the rest as Abby besides the last 2 hours is so stupid. You instantly kill Jesse out of nowhere, and 1 minute later I'm playing as pre-gym bro Abby in a flashback with her dad. Like, huh? That's another thing. The way they handle some of the deaths in this game is atrocious. While I like the later content from the result of Joe's death, his death scene felt so mean-spirited and disrespectful to the character. Even with Manny being the literal director of Naughty Dog, the maker of the Last of Us franchise, and spitting on Joe's dead body. What a fucking symbolism to how Neil Druckmann respects his beloved characters. Jesse's death as well makes you feel nothing except like, why the fuck did this happen? Even Abby's part of the story that is supposed to make you sympathize with her, while also being pretty action-packed and pretty cool guns different from Ellie, still feels slow-paced and kinda boring. It picked up in the later half, but when I'm telling you I almost turned off the game at points when you had to play as Abby in a flashback, I could be rich. Listen, I can tolerate Abby, but it just seemed like at times they just kept up with, oh, do you like Abby now? Here's her saving some random wolves, which are enemies for her. Hey, here's a flamethrower and a crossbow. Isn't she so cool? It felt so unnatural at times, but some scenes worked for me. Like the first few flashbacks showing what happened to her dad from the end of the first game. What I meant by editing is just how some scenes were placed in this story. It seemed like some scenes in the second half of the game should have been in the first half or even the first scene of the game, like the first Abby flashbacks. Imagine if these scenes played first when the game first starts to be pleasantly surprised that her fun-loving dad is actually the doctor who was meant to treat Ellie for the cure and died to Joel. It would have been so impactful and would make you sympathize with Abby earlier on in the game, making it easier to play as her later on. The writing of the game could have used another good rewrite before it was even made. Overall, I enjoyed Last of Us 2 more than I thought I would. I came into the game hating it so much, but with an open mind, and I can honestly say that this game and the gameplay and the story and all is a solid 7 out of 10 at best. So some of you would probably agree, maybe disagree, maybe you love Abby and hate Ellie, so you gave this game a 10 out of 10. But I still can say that playing as Abby felt somewhat unneeded, or maybe just not as long as they made you play as her. Alright, that should be it. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see your asses in the next video.